Hey everybody, on this episode today we're going to fix, hopefully not change, this sprinkler valve. Now I do have a new solenoid and a new valve just in case, and I got parts to attach it all maybe. What's doing is it won't stop leaking internally, so either the solenoid is not fully closing or the diaphragm internally is bad. If the diaphragm internally is bad, they don't make this valve anymore, so I have to replace it. So I'm hoping that it's just the solenoid. That's pretty simple to start with. First and foremost, inspect your area for ants really well. Last thing you want to do is kneel down and do a big old vat full of ants up with a bunch of fire ant bites. If you don't have fire ants, you're pretty lucky. So to start with, I went out to where my water comes into the property and I shut the water off to my sprinkler system. If you don't do that, as soon as you unscrew the valve a little bit, it'll start watering no matter what. And if you take the solenoid out, it'll squirt water in your face and you'll get all wet. So we're going to start with this spot here. I'm going to follow the wires back. And on this particular one, the black is ground, or the white wire coming out of my sprinkler wiring is the ground. I've got a total of, I think, 10 sprinkler valves in my system. This one controls the trees behind my house, and then the one next to it controls the swimming pool. So we're just gonna untwist these wire nuts to disconnect the ground, and then we're gonna follow the other one back, and it goes to this green wire. So white and green. Solenoids don't care which side's power and which side is the ground. They just care that they see a ground and they get power. That's all they care about. So now we got that up. We'll grab all the sucker in there. Unscrew it. Got my hogs here. I had this pretty tight because it was still on. I was trying to turn it off. So it's the big giant bottom valve. And then one I bought as a replacement orbit, because this is an orbit, it has both the small and the large. You just have to put it together. While we have that off out of the way, I'm going to pull out the diaphragm and look at it. All right, the 4 screws loose now. We're going to pop the head of this thing off here. That's what it looks like inside. There's a spring. And that goes down to, I guess, actuate somehow on the diaphragm here. So we got to try and pull this up without damaging it. There's nothing obvious. So we'll put that back in. And we'll go ahead and change the solenoid out. Make sure spring goes back in there. And then this goes on this way. Take this inside and clean it out real quick. So if all your valves are the same, it's a good idea to take pictures of these internals. That way if you need parts for it, they do sell the diaphragms at like Lowe's and Home Depot or your local hardware store. They also sell the valves. So since I took that out and cleaned it, I'm going to take out the diaphragm here, take it inside and clean it as well. Just a little toothbrush, clean off all the debris and stuff on it to make sure that it gets a good seal. Now that's all clean, look again, see if it's damaged anywhere. I don't see any cuts. So we'll put this back together again. Again, make sure the seal is seated in the hole inside the valve. Get your spring on, and then put your cover on. Make sure your hole is clear there. Alright, so now that the valve is back together, it's time to put in the new solenoid. Now they're going to be different. It doesn't really matter. Like I said, it only cares if it's on or if it's off, power or no power. So because we have the giant opening like this one, it's a big size there, we have to put this adapter on here that comes with the orbit. So we'll just crank that on there. You don't have to, don't seat or nothing, just tighten it up. And then this has an O-ring on it as well to seal it. just tighten it up. Now I'm not going to use my wrench to tighten it up really hard, because in order to turn this particular valve on and off, if you just have water going to it and you want to turn it on manually, you have to twist the solenoid to make the water go through. Some of them have an on-off lever. Most of them nowadays come where you have to actually twist the solenoid a quarter turn, like this says, in one direction to turn it on, and then when you turn it back off, you just twist it closed. So I had mine cranked pretty tight to off because it wouldn't shut off. So hopefully this will fix it. Now that we have it tight, we're going to pull off these pieces of wire insulation. We're going to connect it to our system. So if you remember, our white is our ground wire coming off here. So we're going to connect this ground to the other grounds. Nothing fancy about this, just kind of get it in there and twist it all together. That way everybody gets a ground. Now we can put smaller wire nuts on this if we want. I don't want to. This particular box has 2 valves in it. The one next to me has 4. The one up front has 3 or 4. I can't remember it all. But and then green is our power wire to, in this case, my green belt trees. So we're just going to start off by manually twisting these 2 wires together. I have turned on the water. Now when you turn your water on your sprinkler system, turn on slowly, don't just crank it all the way open. I've turned the water system back on. I'm listening, and I do not hear water going through that anymore. I did for a minute, but it did finally shut off. So we can test it by opening the valve, by twisting the solenoid. You hear the water going through it. Now when you twist this solenoid, because it's 2 pieces, make sure you twist the bottom, not the top. So right now the system's pressurized to water the trees out in the green belt. We're going to turn it back off. And it did shut off. So the solenoid did fix it. So like and subscribe down below. Look for the description down below for all the stuff I use in this video. Thanks for watching. Half them out.